good afternoon. There is a change. I am here in my Luxembourg office after 3 months, so I have many things to do and to put it in order. But of course, for me, priority number one is always, when it's Wednesday, the Telework EU meeting. So I prepared for today what I already indicated last week, a subject which is remote task management, because this subject, as you will see, for me is still a secret after 30 years, for 40 years of managing tasks. So let us, and mainly now in the remote world, it is another double secret for me. And I would like to share, at least I would like to identify these secrets together with you. So the agenda, last week, then we have 3 points, and then we have some any other business very important, and you will have resources, which I will also put these links. Not all of them are in the comment section of the post for today's meeting. So I put them there just after the meeting, so you can get all of them ready and read after if you couldn't read before, because something I put also already before the meeting. So last week, 2 new members, very active members joined. I will introduce them tomorrow, because I jump ahead. Tomorrow is another meeting of our new member at 9 o'clock. If you would like to join, I send you the link. He will present his system, not his, because it's a serious Spanish company. Okay, so 2 new members joined. And then in weekly digest, I added of the course of the Telework Process Manager course, I added 2 articles. And also Laszlo made a post. Maybe Laszlo, you only wrote that we discussed this article, what you shared there. But what is your opinion? Can you add some your opinion, some sentences?
Not the article, but well, it was a cautioning a couple of points which are not handled, in the opinion of the author, under the new normal. Yeah. And in fact, one of the problems was that we don't have specific management of this telework activity. And of course, that's what we already deal with and try to set up. There are other things, psychological and other things which we are not really concerned with.
Or other colleagues. Here is his post who is shared, and I answered Laszlo. Did you read my answer? Not. Most recent, okay.
You put in your article, yes.
See more.
Yes, I've seen it. Actually, I shared this article and the process article, depending on the profile in my groups, depending on the profile of the group. In some, I shared this article on the new normal, the new paradigm, and in some, what was an older article by you, the telework process.
Okay, thank you. Good work.
And I
very quickly
come back, because I put the landscape, the process landscape, and the 2 processes I prepared from Adonis on, because Adonis enables to export it in the way that you put it on a website for read only.
Okay.
That
but here I don't see.
And sometimes I share
you posted somewhere elsewhere, not in the group. Not in our group.
in my other groups. I have a group of University of Corvinus alumni, two Strathclyde alumni groups,
okay,
European Union 2.0,
okay,
IT
but
security.
you put here, Laszlo, you put here also that you shared and we can see the links.
Yeah, well, LinkedIn is sometimes playing tricks. They remember where I was last and I want to post somewhere, but they post it somewhere else.
Okay.
And then I discover and then I post it to the new place, but it remains on the old place. So
okay, but you can
I share it too much.
Maybe you can share us. For I only reacted to the article itself, what you shared here.
Because if I share your content elsewhere, so what? That you cannot see because you're not member.
Okay, maybe personally you can share personally anybody. No, only
yes,
please.
That's also I can put on my wall as well. You're right.
Please read if you have time the others. That I think in this article I say indeed we should follow Mark Andersen. Despite it seems to be utopia, he says, the author of the article, but this is a new feature. And what else I wrote here that it's not enough to follow the big names because they have some other culture. For example, they cannot negotiate with 135,000 employees. Yeah, but in smaller companies, 90% of the companies can also find a win-win solution tailored to their culture and type of business. So, and this already comes tomorrow when we show this Spanish solution because developed by a small SME, but a Gartner group already evaluate them as a very innovative process automation source, and which is the solution, and task management is part of it. So I like it. This is not an isolated some tool only, but it seems to be the approach. But tomorrow we will see more details if you are interested. So, okay, thank you. So this was the last week. Then task management engine productivity. So this is the point number one when we discuss at least my opinion, and again I wondering and not wondering, but count on your opinion, and then we make a common article next week. And of course, have to optimize the effort and value created. So we can create a great value, but enormous cost and time. Whether it is okay, because as we know, productivity is number one. My opinion in any type of work, whether remote, hybrid, and so on and so on. So to this. Of course, to each point you have the resources, and I will open the resources. But now only present this point number two, I will present because number one is a theory. And number two, we will present how Novitech is introducing and transforming into a remote first company. That means remote first that per default. So telework is the standard culture, and whether other specific place must be allocated for a task, then it is an exception. Even in the office, this is an exception. Okay, and then we overview relevant other platforms because we don't want to only make a marketing for our solution or our company group. And here are new updates. I will speak them about later on. So let's go to the point number one, and for this, I first of all open the principal, and everything is in the Google Drive. Anybody can access. So here is, I show you the process diagram, what we already discussed in the Telever Process Manager. I only want to refresh it and will not lose the time, but I don't know why it's so. Yes, okay. So here, this process says that there are lane task requester, and then communication and task provider. So this is the base communication lanes, base lanes of collaboration. And we have here 3 tasks, general tasks, which first of all to specify the task, then to clarify what is in the task, and then perform the tasks. And of course, all of it, this process must be documented. So if we know it, but okay, in the PM, there is a description of each of these tasks and each of these boxes. But this is okay, everybody can agree, but the hell is in details. So therefore, I was thinking and going into the detail, what are the risks of this process, the task? Because tasks are the engines when values are created or costs are generated. So this is a two-way risk. Of course, values creation, if the value is not useful, that is also a risk. Okay, so this was the principal task, and then we will spend more time with this, the secrets. So secrets of the task management process. So secrets means that have to avoid surplus cost, delays, and of course have to ensure that the results what we wanted are delivered. So too many things. So here you can see this is a multi-dimensional game, let's say. If I have some idea what is the result, so how to build like a house, how to build it from the roof or from the bottom, from the foundation. And of course, but first of all, how I divide the result, because then accordingly I have to adjust the tasks, but task producing the results, okay, it's clear. But one thing is a plan, then usually change is coming. Change can be in the mind of requester, or the providers can have a better proposal, or even some is not possible to do it, and can be a conflict, not only technical, but personal conflict. And the actual then result is how to say it, risky. So I thought, and please help me and you, because you are also managing every data, whether artificial intelligence can help to minimize the risks, what I will show you down in detail. Because you remember, if you write in Word document, Microsoft makes some artificial intelligence that he said, you have so many typos, you are grammar, or this is not comprehensive. Did you experience this feature?
Yep.
Who else? Mehdi, yes?
Yes.
And who else?
I think everyone is like, the spelling is part of
I don't know. Maybe only this is only if you are Microsoft 365. I don't know. Therefore, I'm asking. So there is something that the text, but why this AI, some agent couldn't couldn't check this, what I'm writing here. I say opportunities. So I will not lose the time because this only I would like to emphasize where are the risks or opportunities, because I didn't put risk, opportunity positively. When we can improve our process, then to have the bottom line, sum of effort we invest and the result what we perceive and the value what we perceive. Of course, it immediately can be tangible, intangible. Tangible, how much we can sell it, or intangible, how it is reusable. It is also a big value. So these values are V1, V2, V3, V4, V5. So then, of course, costs are clear, we did discuss. So how to maximize the ratio, so to produce big value with the lowest cost. These two mechanical approach. Now I put four activities. You know, in this process in our lecture were three, but evaluation is very important. So I separated it. So first of all, the first activity, specify task results requested. That means what we request, or not we, the requester, project manager, owner of the company, co-owner, shareholder, stakeholder. And then what effort needed and what is the relationship between effort and result. Whether it is worth to invest, for example, a very detailed specification for the point number A, result in writing, or in some case this already is surplus and cost consuming. So these are this is the mechanics of reading this table. So I only explain some parts of risk factors or opportunity factor under each activity, task, process activity, because each task is a process. Other documentation or visualization must be in line what we are writing and not in contradictory. And of course, but in general, the more we add what we want, then it helps to avoid that misunderstanding in the early stage, tourist boat. So the provider provides a tourist boat, but the requested order that requested a warship. So we know this example from project management. So this is how to minimize here the risk that exactly the provider is understood what the requester wants. Of course, the best thing should be what you request, you do it. But this is then is no conflict. But this is almost impossible in many things. So how to minimize this risk? Then consultation is needed. Very well recommended. Despite is clearly written, clearly if it is simple task, but still, my opinion, and this consultation and also engagement means that the provider likes the job. This is also important. Not only understands, but likes the job. You explain him the context, that this is why it's important for you and what do you expect, what results, tangible and intangible results. Of course, if you discuss a lot, it's good, linear. This is a linear relationship. More presentation, more discussion, more questions are improving, but it's more task. Because I will more cost. Sorry, cost per participants, hourly rate, times duration of the meeting. So it is here. Control, then number 3, to control. It is a, how to say it, is a ugly word, but control. So let us say, sit on, live on it, both requester and also provider. So they should be in contact, and if something happens, good or bad, should be discussed. So this is the task progress. Periodic task reporting means that, you know, this is maybe a not so popular cause, but if you want to measure, then at the end, we would like to also measure, by the way, this may be 5% of the total effort, E3A, the direct resource cost. And this should be reported weekly also for you. Where is the result? Ensure that result is good, is understood, and how it evolves. So this is also about control, joint control over the progress. And the results and effort evaluation. We don't pay so far, my experience, attention to evaluate. Evaluation means also positive features of the result and bonuses, so appreciate, incentive to the team. I will show you, if you want, we have so-called handover, so that some excellent results of put handover and are communicated to other team members. They can use, they can reuse them. And of course, lesson learned, delays. So we have to analyze, and it is maybe a meeting takes some time. But here, improve the process. I didn't put. There is a cost, but how I couldn't name it. But still, based on your advice, whether is a cost or whether it is saving a cost. Because if, anyway, I have to improve my process, task management process. But if by this a concrete task, I gain some experience, lessons learned. So this is already it's saving cost for the next improvement cycle of the process, of the task manager's process. So what do you recommend to add? Save cost from the next task? Okay, I was thinking about this in total 3 days, but maybe the structure I present is not clear. Mehdi, for you, is my message clear in this table?
It is. It's like saving on the cost of the next task. That makes sense.
You recommend?
Yeah. Because the first one will be costly.
Not the next task. Hello. Mm-hmm. But saving on the cost of innovation of task management, because if we don't communicate, number 4, we don't communicate, don't document, then we have Mr. Konya is here, Yaroslav. Is he here? Our quality assurance manager of Novitech, Telework Novitech. So if he gets these lessons learned, so then he can already improve our standards, how to manage tasks. Anyway, we have standards, of course, published, but always can be improved. And unfortunately, they are verbal, but some artificial intelligence agent should read it and tell it if it is comprehensive and consistent. Okay, so this is the theory. Point number 2, examples. Task management at Novitech, remote first company. We started last September and we are still in the progress We are not at the end, but we are progressing because this approach, we are convinced that not only the benefit for us, but we want to make a consulting product what we can offer to our clients, what we are already serving. And we are amazing how they communicate, how they mix emails, this and that, and then losing time, of course, finding something or making redundant things, of course. So here are the results. So for example, here, let's say, you can read it. The result, this is real demand to make a control workflow, develop a control workflow, how to manage a construction site. Of course, this picture is the whole about how to manage a construction site, meaning how to manage that all activities which are here, many workflows, collaboration, and so on, events, must be digitalized, not only speaking. Digitalized. Now they are not, we know they are the bottom level activities of construction, daily work are not digitalized. That means what the workers are doing, how are they doing? For example, making a drainage. What are after covering by soil? What is the situation? How it was made, and so on. Okay. So let's say in this, we are not explaining the itself, but here we want this part only. So the whole is this, because I am mentioning here the whole and the part, you remember. Here I say whole and what is the part. So here, the whole is the whole picture, and the part, what only one workflow, control workflow of. So this we only groundwork, rainwater, this, and here are the works we call the workflows, which should be automated. That means the activities should be recorded and made in the sequence how it is described in the technology. Okay, so this is your result. So you should present, first of all, as a requester, in a normal way, what you want, what is the result, if is possible. Then, of course, you can think about how to approach, how to produce this result. In Novitech, we have the task structure. Task structure, for example, this Cogito, the name of project, okay. So we implemented in Sharepoint the task structures. Here, to develop this workflow, this result, this partial result, part one of the result, we decided to split into 4 task groups. The yellow are task groups. Now here is the first risk. Why to divide to 4 or not to 50 and so on? So the AI engine should advise us. Sorry for this secret. And also you can see whom is assigned, what is the verbal description, what I mentioned in the page number 1. Look here. This is a verbal description. E1 result, important result in writing, verbal description. Some of them, if you want, you should also mention the approach and some features of the product. For example, must be reusable or must work on any platform. And here you write where the product, this is a link, this blue, is to be documented. Documentation means any mean, not only schemes, the text, but also video, anything. So we are in the multimedia age, and now we have plenty of opportunities of technology to avoid risk and increase consistency. Okay, then the result structure we store in the Teams side of Microsoft Teams side, and side means not the channel. So each Teams can have a side, and the side structure, for example, here are the folders structured by components of the results. So this yellow are here what I showed it to you, the blue P1, P2, and so on. Okay. What else? Of course, the communication. This is part activity 2 and 3 from the top. We can use Teams for micro communication in post. It's very important not to use chats and this, because this you exclude others, because usually tasks, they are not standalone tasks. The tasks are delivered in a team. And online meetings, we use it for Teams meetings. So maybe my colleagues could add something else, how we manage the tasks. What components of Teams we are using, or the Microsoft Office or SharePoint. We have here our telework process manager, Paul Bodnar. Paolo, you want to add something important? If you want, then you tell me. And here, this is a holistic view, because each company, the collaboration, knowledge reuse, we discussed it last week, is important. For this, you have to provide an internet now in modern way. This is on SharePoint, when you see all main components, and also some welcome page. This mainly for a new employees. New employees is also a legacy term. New, I have to say, teleworkers, we call them, because we have teleworkers now from Pakistan, India, and USA. And of course, Luxembourg. And so teleworkers should see first time that we are open, structured company. And if you click here, good morning, Novitech, get here main menu. This is the standard menus. These are very nice pages, readable, new worker onboarding. This is clear. That is not only providing a login, but to what resources and services do you have access? Smart attendance, okay. But if he wants to see only his task, he clicks on this, my task. You can read it. Or project manager, they can have the projects, deliverables, this. So it is everything is the holistic view, and everybody can see any project. See, not to decide, but see that maybe can learn from the other project how this task was implemented in other project, or it is already was implemented, so we don't invent a wheel again, so only reuse the knowledge. So maybe I'm repeating it. And then here is some evaluation example when this is for December, because I don't want to show the others. This is my evaluation. This 616 hours, I was acting as a teaching and as active as a teacher, coaching, and 218 hours I reported. Of course, my colleagues will tell if it is the result is worse or not. But anyway, that's all. But other reports, of course, we can present online to our group members. We also will send a video on request. We completed point number 1, 2, and now overview of other platforms. So first of all, I show this one, the other platforms. We also only for the completeness, the sake of completeness, that you remember we made this. You can find it in the Telework Process Manager. So of course, here are the big things. So we presented Microsoft 365 family, what we called here, and we presented today in more detail secrets of task management. But when you select a platform, unfortunately, you have to balance from every balance of these factors. Then Workplace from Facebook is typical. Google Workplace, Monday.com, Circle, SO, and here are the scores and so this, for those who are watching this video and who are interested to study other platforms, then here are the keywords and the names. You easily find them and compare it with our solution. And if I come back, then the update. I would like to update two platforms and platforms in line of my comments to the Laszlo post, that these are small or medium-sized companies who develop a platform in their mind, not of 100,000 employees, but for a range of, let's say, what I guess from 200 to 5,000 or something like this. So first is Luther.com. Luther one is an interesting name. I only clicked. It's a Czech company. I discussed with them 3 months ago. I think they have a nice site. So this is also worth to compare it. Of course, I tell you all in advance, there are many things that you have to integrate, and then the cost of ownership and cost of operation is growing, yes. But it is very nice, and I'm proud this in Czech Republic, this is so innovative team and nice portal, and there are some features of artificial intelligence. And then another surprise, last week, they contacted me based on my LinkedIn activity from Spain. Aura Aqua is a complicated name. Aura Quantic, yes, is from Andalusia. It's a very young team, but they are already evaluated by Gartner. So you know Gartner doesn't evaluate any small things. So, and what as I mentioned, they have approach to how to automate the processes at all, and within this a sub-service remote work. So please read, and maybe we can also include them as a platform in our lectures, in our Telework Process Manager, but not only by headline, by website, by some methodology. Okay, and tomorrow, who want to participate on the meeting? Whom to send the link? Tomorrow at 9 o'clock. The chief developer will make the presentation. Send me the question, but pardon?
I will appreciate it.
You want? Okay, who else?
Me.
Maddie, I send you only the link to your LinkedIn account message.
Yeah,
In message.
Okay.
yeah, that can do.
Okay, so that's all. And we have a look. I think we are at any other business point and even this discussed. So we are finished. And good time, 14:56.
Yeah,
Thank you very much for your kind attention and follow up. Maybe you are surprised. You were less active today, but maybe we can chat and have your opinion about these secrets and how to minimize the losses and maximize the value of task management. So thank you very much.